Right now, as you're watching this, someone is thinking about you. And I don't mean that in some mystical way, I mean literally. There's a woman who remembers something you said 3 weeks ago. There's someone who felt different after talking to you and they can't quite figure out why. But here's the thing that's going to blow your mind. You have no idea this is happening. You're walking around completely blind to the most powerful signs that you're attractive to others. While most guys are desperately fishing for compliments and validation, you're missing the real signals, the ones that actually matter. Today I'm going to show you the hidden language of attraction. These aren't obvious signs. They're subtle, powerful, and happening right under your nose. By the end of this video, you'll never look at human interaction the same way again. Most men have been programmed to look for the wrong things. They want direct compliments, obvious flirtation, clear green lights. But real attraction? It doesn't work that way. Real attraction operates in the shadows, in micro-expressions, behavioral shifts, and subconscious responses that happen before someone even realizes they're attracted to you. The truth is, you've probably been attractive to more people than you realize. You just haven't been trained to see it. Today that changes. I'm going to give you the decoder ring to human behavior, starting with the most mind-blowing sign that you have more power than you know. Let's start with something that might surprise you. Your silence makes people nervous, in the best way possible. Picture this. You're in a conversation and you stop talking, not because you're uncomfortable, but because you're genuinely listening or thinking. Suddenly, the other person starts rambling, over-explaining, filling the space with words they don't need to say. Most guys think this means they're being awkward. Wrong. This means you have presence. See? Most people fear silence because they're desperate to be liked. But when you're comfortable in stillness, it creates a magnetic tension. People start wondering, what is he thinking? Why isn't he trying to impress me like everyone else? This isn't just about romantic attraction, it's about social gravity. When people feel compelled to fill your silences, it means they're registering your importance on a subconscious level. You're not just another voice in the crowd. You're the person whose attention actually matters. Here's the key. Attractive people don't chase the spotlight. They are the spotlight. Now, let's talk about something most guys completely overlook. The way people physically adjust themselves around you. You walk into a room, start a conversation, and suddenly she's fixing her hair, straightening her posture, adjusting her clothes. She wasn't doing this before you arrived. But now there's this subtle urgency to look her best. This isn't vanity, it's instinctual attraction. Her subconscious brain is literally screaming, he's watching. Look perfect, right now. She might not even realize she's doing it, but her body knows something her mind hasn't caught up to yet. But it doesn't stop there. Have you ever noticed people apologizing to you for things that aren't even their fault? Thumping into you when it was clearly an accident, but they act like they've personally offended you? That's not politeness, that's respect born from attraction. When people become more careful around you, more measured in their words and actions, it means you carry an energy that demands awareness. You don't have to be loud or demanding. Your presence alone shifts the atmosphere. Here's where things get really interesting. She remembers everything you say, especially the small stuff. You mentioned you love a particular type of coffee in passing. 3 weeks later, she brings it up. You told a random story about your childhood. She references it in a completely different conversation. Why does this happen? Because when someone is attracted to you, their brain literally rewires itself to pay attention to you. Think about it. When someone is just background noise in your life, you forget them 5 minutes after they leave. But when someone captures your interest, romantically, intellectually, or emotionally, suddenly you're storing away everything they say like precious data. She's not consciously trying to memorize your preferences. Your words are sticking because you are sticking. You've carved out real estate in her mind, and she keeps coming back to visit that space. The bottom line, if a woman remembers things you don't even remember saying, you're not just another guy to her. You're already significant. This next sign is probably the most powerful, and it's something you might be hearing without realizing its significance. You're not like most guys. When a woman says this, she's not giving you a compliment, she's making a confession. She's admitting that something about you doesn't fit her usual experience with men. And that's making her curious, maybe even a little confused. But here's what's really happening. You're not performing. You're not trying to be impressive or playing some social role that she's seen 1,000 times before. You're just yourself. And in a world full of people desperately trying to be liked, authenticity becomes magnetic. You move with intention instead of desperation. You speak when you have something to say instead of just filling air. You're comfortable with who you are instead of constantly seeking approval. This creates what I call the exception effect, where someone starts treating you differently without fully understanding why. She might give you more attention, remember you longer, or feel more comfortable being vulnerable around you. Why? Because rare feels valuable, and when you're not trying to be everything to everyone, you become something special to someone. Let's talk about compliments for a moment, because this will change how you see every interaction. When you compliment her, she gets flustered. Not every compliment lands the same way. When most guys throw out generic praise, it slides right off. She's heard it all before. But when you say something genuine, something shifts. She might laugh awkwardly, look away, fidget with her hair, or struggle to maintain eye contact. This isn't embarrassment, this is vulnerability. Your words are hitting different because your energy is real. There's no performance, no agenda, no neediness behind what you're saying. Just presence. And that authenticity cracks through whatever social mask she's used to wearing, but the signs go even deeper. Watch for the detective work. She starts asking seemingly innocent questions about your relationship status. Do you live alone? Your girlfriend must be lucky. These aren't random inquiries, they're intelligence gathering. When a woman becomes curious about your availability, it means attraction has already happened. She's not asking these questions about every guy she meets, just you. Because something in your energy has made her wonder, is there an opening here? Curiosity is emotional investment. And when someone is trying to solve the mystery of your romantic situation, they're already emotionally invested in the answer. Here's what I want you to understand. Everything I've just described has probably already happened to you. Multiple times. You just weren't looking for it. Starting right now, I want you to pay attention differently. Notice the silences that make people uncomfortable. Watch for the subtle adjustments people make in your presence. Listen for the details they remember that you've forgotten. Feel the energy shift when you enter a room. You're not learning how to become attractive. You're learning how to recognize that you already are. But here's the most important part. Don't change who you are to manufacture these responses. The moment you start performing, you lose the very authenticity that makes these signs possible. Your assignment is simple. Be present. Be genuine. Be comfortable with yourself. The attraction will follow naturally, and now you'll actually notice when it happens. Stop waiting for someone to tell you you're attractive. The signs are already there. You just needed to learn the language. The question isn't whether you're attractive. The question is, how many signs have you been missing?